Hello again, this is Brian Newman with 5G Brio. In late 2021, Amazon Web Services announced its launch of AWS Private 5G. Using 4G LTE and later 5G technologies, AWS Private 5G provides a private managed wireless network. In its initial phase, customers will receive a single small cell radio in the US CBRS or Citizens Broadband Radio Service bands. Devices will connect through the radio network to an AWS region that will house the cellular core as software. On August 11th of this year, 2022, Jeff Barr, Chief Evangelist for AWS, posted a blog detailing how customers who want private 5G can do it quickly and easily today. AWS Private 5G allows you to order from a console, specify coverage and capacity, and then receive network hardware. With internet connectivity and power, activation starts and configuration happens automatically. SIM cards are delivered that you can install into the equipment. Data transmission at this point is 150 megabits per second for up to 100 SIM cards or individual devices. Each radio unit is billed at $10 per hour with a 60-day minimum. After installation, AWS Private 5G allows you to manage your private 5G networks and its devices. You can also scale up and down as network demands dictate. While it was a significant announcement last year that this 5G product offering was coming from AWS, Barr's blog post comes at an inflection point for 5G carriers. This could be a game changer for carriers with AWS doubling down on private 5G. I'll tell you why in a moment. First, since this is an initial phase of AWS Private 5G, it's not really operating as true 5G. I see this as more of a minimal viable product. The network infrastructure is 4G LTE, with the capability of becoming 5G standalone. 5G comes with more robust requirements, and I do believe this iteration is more of, like I said, a minimal viable product announcement. First, and as I noted, the system can only use Citizen Broadband Radio Service spectrum. AWS says it uses the Generally Authorized Access Spectrum tier, which is the lowest of the 3 access levels and has the least protection from interference. AWS does manage access to that spectrum, the CBRS. To get access to the licenses, it works with a registered Spectrum Access Service provider. AWS also said that it would fix problems with spectrum access or interference at a later date. Further, this version of AWS Private 5G is not for latency-sensitive deployments and is only available in one of 3 U.S. domestic regions. So, why would this be a game changer with these constraints? Right now, U.S. 5G wireless carriers are pinning the promised revenue windfall from 5G. No significant new app or use case has been spawned so far in the consumer or enterprise space to really generate that revenue. Essentially, early 5G has been focused on getting consumers and businesses to swap out their 4G phones for 5G phones, and it's increasingly becoming about price. So it's basically a race to the bottom. One area that has promised a significant potential for public carriers is private 5G. U.S. carriers, citing their knowledge of 5G deployment in public networks, have felt a sense of incumbency, providing high bandwidth, low latency private 5G networks to business and government customers who may have campuses, large businesses, and industrial sites. Along comes the 500-pound gorilla in the public cloud business. AWS market share is 32%, nearly one-third of the cloud service provider market today. To AWS, private 5G is compelling and attractive as cloud services revenues start to level out or flatten. AWS and U.S. carriers have experience operating a 5G wireless network in a cloud environment. They manage Dish Network's 5G standalone network today and have access to Dish Network's spectrum assets. Further, AWS knows how to run cloud computing platforms better than anyone in the business. With 5G containerized network functions running on Kubernetes, I can think of no company more knowledgeable in squeezing out the highest bandwidth for the largest number of devices with the lowest latency. Another point here that I want to make is that AWS already has agreements with several U.S. carriers for cloud platforms. These multi-access edge computing platforms exist close to end users and could further support the company's needs under private 5G. Additionally, AWS will understand more about how these carriers operate in a cloud environment and leverage knowledge gained in their partnerships to their own private 5G customers and private 5G networks. What's happened here is that a significant customer of U.S. wireless carriers is rapidly growing into a potential competitor, at least in private 5G. Suppose AWS makes it as easy as they claim to set up your own private 5G network. In that case, U.S. wireless carriers could be left flat-footed with reduced potential revenue opportunities from an agile cloud provider that is faster, more nimble, and more focused. I'm Brian Newman, and this was solely my opinion based on my views. Thank you for joining me on 5G Brio, and look for more videos soon.